Hola! Welcome to Tarot Tuesday with Tammy. I'm from Collective Frequency, and if you want to check out more about what Collective Frequency is about, we are here from New Mexico. We are the center, and our symbol is the Zia symbol, but our logo is the heart with everybody coming from all four directions, and they're coming home to the mess of the Last Supper is basically how we describe it. So I wanted to do a reading today and talk a little bit about what's been going on. We just got back from traveling. We went to, golly, we went all over. We went for 2 weeks, and we went up to Sasquatch Convention. That was all the way up in Washington, and we stopped in Utah, Moab, Salt Lake, Idaho, Washington, Portland, Oregon, came all the way back down to Washington again, Mount St. Helens, going all the way back down to Mount Shasta, met some amazing people, and then trekked on all the way down to Las Vegas, Nevada, and came back home to New Mexico. So that was a long 2-week journey. And, you know, just collaborating and meeting up with our brothers and sisters that are of like-minded, and doing a lot of the galactivations. We call it the galactivations. But I decided I wanted to start doing our Tarot Tuesdays, and then we're going to have chatting with the Chinos, which would be more of like an interviewing. And then I was going to say kind of whacked out Wednesdays maybe. So trying to make this a consistent kind of thing. Yeah, I keep doing sorry. So I got to get used to recording myself. You know, I'm used to doing live feeds all the time. We are on Facebook and Instagram. Facebook is Tammy and Anthony Chino, and on Instagram I think we're under Collective Frequency. I also have Tammy's Edge, which is our salon and sacred space that we hold all of our events at. So this week, what have I felt this week? So much. It was a lot of integrating of a lot of emotions, integrating who's real, who's not, really paying attention to what the surroundings are, really seeing the division of the frequencies on how many people are on a certain third dimensional level, and then some are more on like a fifth dimensional level, and you can kind of see who resonates, who doesn't resonate. And it's not a judgment, it's just kind of an observation of what we've been paying attention to. Then it was like, okay, now it's time for you to take a break and kind of relax and just really breathe in the moment, because there's going to be a lot of transitioning happening during this time. So I decided I wanted to start doing the weekly readings every Tuesday. So that will be Tarot Tuesday with Tammy. So TTT, right? So I have many different decks. I collect a lot of decks. I've been doing tarot reading for about, I say about 28 years, give or take. Dabbling here, dabbling there. So I decided I'm going to pull out my tarot deck, and I'm going to pull out my oracle decks and give you a little bit of insight of what we're going to see during this week. So during this week is like, just like what I was saying, is easy does it. Taking your time, taking that time to reassess, to calibrate, recalibrate, redirect. I was talking to one of my friends today, and we were talking about shifting your business, the way you want to do your business, shifting the way you want to create your community, shifting. It's all about shifting and sifting and you know, making sure that everything resonates. So it's like easy does it, so that way you can integrate all of these emotions. You know, stop I can't even read it, shit. Okay, stop trying so hard to control everything. So that's basically what this card is saying. Okay, so for me, it's a little bit hard because I'm a Taurus and I try to control everything. But it's also saying to be assertive. So standing your ground, standing in your place. It says stand up for what you believe. So this is something that's important for a lot of us now, because we've been questioned, we've been doubted, we've been, you know, many of us have been tested. And it's like, now it's time for us to stand in our sovereignty, stand in our power, and remember that we are our own sovereign beings. So this is just reminding you to stand in that assertiveness. And the more that you love yourself, the more you're going to start collecting more stuff. Things are going to be given to you as you love yourself more and you empower yourself more. It's almost like a reward system. It's like, well, if you love yourself this much, then you are rewarded this much. You know what I mean? So it's kind of interesting how it works. I've tested it out and it does work. Okay. Know your truth. Walk your walk. Live your talk. Know your truth. So this week, you're going to be tested and checked and seeing if you are really walking in that integrity and in that alignment. So we're a really important time of aligning ourselves, you know. It's like the Christed consciousness coming through us. So once we align all of the 7 chakras with the 7 seals are broken, right? That's what it says. When the 7 seals are broken, Christ will be on earth. So this is the 7 seals aligning, and then you'll have that Christed light coming through you, because you'll have everything neutralized. Not so balanced, because balance can have a polar opposite. It'll swing one way or the other. So it's really important to stay neutral. So you want to stay neutral, right? And also have that attitude of gratitude. You want to have the attitude of gratitude, right? And that is so important for you to have that every morning when you're doing that prayer in the morning, when you step outside in that sun. My husband and I, we do a lot of the native tradition. We get up in the morning when the sun rises and we go out and do our prayer with our little puppy. And we have that gratitude of another day of breath. We have that gratitude of another day to create another present. So we're in the present to create the present, right? And it's really important for us this week, guys, that we release toxic relationships. So this has been coming up a lot as well. So this week I've been watching how many relationships are teetering. And it's really important for us to make sure that every relationship we have is congruent and it resonates with what you're doing and who you are. And it's nice to keep some of those friends that you've known forever and ever, but if they're not resonating, then what's happening is your energy and your auric field is getting depleted. It's not saying that you can't be friends with them, but it's like really monitoring how much energy you're going to bleed out to many. If I see people that are doing the work and they want to hang out with us or whatnot, then I understand that there's going to be a reciprocation of energy, instead of somebody taking more and somebody giving more. It's more of a reciprocation. It's like a dance with each other. So when you look at each other in the left eye and you stare into the left eye for like 5 to 10 minutes, right? You're reciprocating that energy, and it's even. It's not one taking too much and one the other. So it's like, and then we're dealing with consent. So making sure that we are consensual in that energy giving and taking. Okay. So that is what has been shown to me this week as well. And then the next card I got was the eagle. I've been seeing a lot of that in the clouds, and it says you are having all aspects of spiritual connection and reaching new heights. So it's saying that you have sandy glasses, spiritual connection and reaching new heights. So a lot of us have been feeling like, God, like what's going on? Like I don't feel connected. And usually when there's like a full moon, or like now we're coming into the eclipse, sometimes that happens where you feel like you're not really connected, and it's because you have to take it easy and when you slow down and you listen, it's like you get the messages faster. So on a telephone call, right, and you're wanting to speak to creator source, right, and if you're going blah 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 blah, that's praying, right? If you listen, right, you're meditating and you're listening, then you're going to get all the information. But most of us are always blah 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 blah, right? So it's really important for us to stop and listen, right? Okay. So this week, I know a lot of people have been feeling judged. There's been a lot of judgment. And it's like, well, are you judging yourself? Are you judging others? Because if you feel judged by somebody, then you must be judging them. So really check with yourself if you have been judging others, because whatever it is that's bugging you or triggering you in the other with other people, then that means it's something that you need to work on yourself with, right? And then you're going through transition. So the end of the old, the beginning of the new. So of course you're recognizing the judgment part, and it's time to let go of all the old programs that have been coming and bestowed upon you. And now we're going to start changing and shifting things. So we've been recognizing a lot of things within ourselves. And when we went to this conference, we learned a lot. I mean, it was things that I wanted to go back to. And so it was like going back to basics, so that way you can elevate even faster. So it was like really sitting with people in that present moment and learning about that present moment. When you're so busy doing so much work, it's hard for us to take that time out to just breathe with a person. Breathe with a person and be in that present moment. I love, like, who is it that does it? Is it the Aborigine? No, it's probably the Inuits. They do that breath work with each other, and so that's like a reciprocation. It's like, so it's like, you know what I mean? So and they're doing it to each other, so it's like a very meditative state, and it like swings you around into the frequencies. So that's pretty awesome. So once you're transitioned, you got the Magician card, and the Magician card's saying you have everything. You have everything that you need within yourself, but you have to speak your truth. So you have to make sure that you're walking your walk and living your talk, okay? So he's pointing one way and having you look the other. So you got to make sure that you are walking your walk and living your talk, okay? Very important. Integrity. So during the week, you will start seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, and you will start collaborating and melding two worlds with one. You're understanding how to live on the third dimension but work in the fifth dimension, or vice versa. And so we're really tuning in to our consciousness, right? This is our third eye, or our first eye, as my husband says, my first eye. And we're learning how to neutralize everything. Neutralize. We got to use that word now, neutralize. Once that happens, then the abundance starts happening, and we feel it. We feel like that abundance is coming, and it's all the seeds that you've planted. So here's all the grapes and all the seeds that you've planted, and this is like, go for the gold. It's time for you to take charge and collect the money that you've been planting these seeds to grow, fertilizing, so you can grow all this, so you can start something new, start a new business, start a new community, start new friendships, start a new relationship. You know, there's all kinds of new, because you'll have the abundance to do so. And then at the end of the week, it would be a time of celebration, a time to have fun. And now it's summertime, and everybody is trying to get back to normal, which I really don't want. But it's like, it's so funny because I've been watching, like, everybody's out and about and doing all this stuff, and during all this thing that happened in 2020, everybody was all in fear and all scared, and then now it's like, oh, well, I'm free, I could do this, I could do that, and it feels like gluttonous. It feels like you've been repressed so long, you know, like a schoolgirl, and say a Catholic schoolgirl, and she's been repressed, and then all of a sudden everybody says, oh, those little girls are kind of like easy, blah blah blah, right? It's because they've been so repressed that they, like, you know, go swing to the other side. So that's why it's so important for us to neutralize instead of over counterbalance. A lot of people try to counterbalance. I'll do a video on that and explain more about the counterbalance. But it seems like this week's going to be a beautiful week. It's a lot of transitioning. It's a lot of resting. It's a lot of reassessing. And then at the end, you get to celebrate. Celebrate what you've overcome. And always celebrate how much that you've overcome thus far. Okay, so important for you to celebrate. We got to break on through to the other side. Woo. Thank you so much, guys. Like, please share, ring my bell. Thank you.